Hi, everybody. Give me just a minute. Okay. Hi. Welcome back. That's probably a little better. Welcome back. I'm going live again today to talk about the distribution for my film, The Party. Don't mind the background noise. I wanted to go live to talk about how this film has yet to find a distributor, except for in Japan, which I'll get to later. But before I get into all that, let me give you a background on how the film came into production. I put the link below in the description of this video. You can go and see the vlog that I posted. The film was shot and originally came up, the concept and everything like that came about in 2020, in the summer of 2020, actually before that, springtime. And I had found the author through another website's channel. And in that, I just connected with, again, click the link and you can see I go into greater detail about it. But essentially, I found the author and just identified with him. I contacted him, sent him an email, and we had a great phone conversation and told him, just send me what you would like to, whatever manuscript of yours that you always thought would make the best film. And he did, and he sent me this here. It was in PDF form at the time. This, I believe, is the old cover. But the book's called Party. The author's name is Tom Levine. And the thing that drew me immediately into it, and I'll just go into and mention it here. The opening line of the book, it says, "I'm the girl nobody knows until she commits suicide." And then continues on to say, then suddenly everyone had a class with her. The story is about high school, end of the year high school party, where a bunch of things kind of happen and all these different stories kind of intermingle and come together. And that opening line specifically just really, really hit me. And I was inspired by it. And that's the reason that, I decided, I thought the film, I could make it for a relatively modest budget, very modest budget. And so we did. By the end of that year, December of 2020, is when we began shooting the film. We shot over 11 days. We ended just 2 days before Christmas on that year. And the struggles for this film were, from the get. We shot the film during we all remember the year of 2020 and everything that happened that year. And it was different for all of us. And we shot this in Los Angeles during the second lockdown that the city was having. And no other films were going into production. And we had actors that were dropping out, of course. And people didn't really want us to make it. But we decided to push through. And the reason I'm mentioning all this is just to give you some kind of backstory onto the effort that went into making this film. So we had a great, successful production. Any production has its hiccups and everything like that, but we managed to get through all of that thing. And by the end of, I guess, or the beginning of 2022, we started entering it into the film festival circuit, where the film has done very well in there. And it's won, it's been nominated and won awards for best cinematography, for best picture, for best acting by several of the cast members, by more than half a dozen festivals. And needless to say, after all of that, we then began to get, I took it to a film market and got some representation. Somebody's asking where did it win Best Picture. It's if you go to the IMDb, you can see specifically what festivals. I think maybe the Pasadena Festival. I don't know. I looked at it earlier today, but Pasadena Festival, Idlewild Festival, the First Look was another one that it popped on. And so, but after that, so we got a sales agent for it, you know, doing all the necessary steps that everyone should do when you make a film. And it's been well over a year now since we've had that agent, and nobody's wanting to buy the film. And I just want to share with you, as this entire channel has been about showing the path and the path of an independent filmmaker, and you know, just breaking down all walls and opening all the curtains to show you what it is. Anyway, so the film apparently isn't attractive to buyers because dramas are not very popular right now with them, and specifically ones that don't have any star quality to them, any kind of a recognizable face in it. This film was made with actors and performers who are, I don't know, not on your current Netflix queue, but they do have a lot of distinguishable credits, and they are, you know, a talented group of bunch. They're all working actors here in Los Angeles and around in other parts as well. And so nobody's buying it because of no star quality, and also because of the subject matter of the film apparently is too taboo for them. And it reverts back to what I had read earlier, that opening line, which is the thing that inspired me about this film. The opening line of "I'm the girl nobody knows until she commits suicide." This film deals with teenage suicide. It deals with teenagers who live in a broken home. Deals with addiction. It deals with mental disorders. One of the characters essentially is schizophrenic. Towards the end of it, it deals with race. It deals with archetypes within the high school structure. I I believe that there is something in this film for just about anybody who's ever gone to school in the U.S., let alone probably elsewhere as well. I can't speak for other parts of the world, but I find it difficult that the market right now is not looking at a film that has a message to it, that talks about these very, very real issues that are facing the youth of America today. Because there's not a celebrity face involved. I did mention earlier that the film, we did find one distributor in Japan, and let me talk a little bit about that. when you get a sales agent, they usually tend to want worldwide rights to it, so that when they go to all the festivals and the markets, they don't have to pick and choose. They can, when a buyer's interested, they don't have any walls or anything blocking them. And I was so at a loss, kind of, after nothing had come from the film for so long. And I met a distributor who specializes specifically in Japan, and I just really I identified with him, and I enjoyed him, and I liked what he had to say. And the reason that he took a shot on this film was specifically because of the subject matter that we're dealing with. Japan has a problem with suicide as well, amongst teens as well, and so I decided to roll the dice and break the code, if you will, of just having worldwide rights available. And I sold it specifically directly to that distributor, just me to him. There's no middleman. The sales agent acts as the middleman here. And so that's why the film is out in Japan. And if you want, if you're able to access Amazon Japan, I put the link for it in the description of the video here, so you can actually watch the full film if you have an Amazon JP account. And the film's actually called Butterflies in Japan. That was the original title that I had changed it to. That's the title that we shot under. I don't know, the title's gone back and forth a couple times, but regardless, that doesn't really, getting exposure in a country across the world doesn't really do much for somebody who's trying to get more projects off the ground here in the US. And so while it does its thing over there, it's not garnering any attention really for us here in LA and North America. And the film's been turned down by pretty much all major distributors and buyers for the reasons that I mentioned before. And I just want to expose that and just let you all know that this is the market. You know, on your side, you guys just see what gets fed to you. You don't see the inner workings. You don't see or hear about the deals or anything like that. You only hear and see what they want you to see, what they want you to know about. And I just don't think that's right, because the truth of this industry is not what we've been told, not what you have been told, certainly. And I think that any person would want to see this film. I believe this film deserves its shot and its opportunity. And the mere fact that some people, I'll just say, think that because that isn't popular right now, because it doesn't have a celebrity face, somebody that you know is selling you Ritz crackers or something like that, in between movie trailers, that they're not going to put the film out there. And I understand the industry is in a complete downfall right now, and I think that every company overextended themselves in terms of financial abilities, and now they're just grabbing onto anything that they believe will just make them enough money or some kind of money. And the only thing that they're betting on are these celebrity names or trash action films or trash horror films. And I think it's bullshit. You know what I mean? I really do. What was my role in the production? I am the producer, and I adapted the screenplay as well from the book. And the budget's listed on IMDb right now as $1 million. It, if it were done through a studio system, through all the unions and everything like that, then yeah, it would be around $1 million. That's why it's listed in that. To get it in the can was not that much at all. If you go and look at my IMDb credits, you'll see a horror film I produced about 12 years ago called Evidence. And and that I got in the can for just over $12,000. This was a lot more than that, but I'm still able to produce films at a very modest budget and cost. And I did pay everybody, but I did have a lot of people working, putting a lot more of their hearts and stuff like that into this project. So essentially that was my reason, my purpose for coming on live today, was just to merely talk about how the film still doesn't have a distributor, at least here in the U.S. And I'm sitting here with a lot of projects in development and ready to go, ready to execute on the next chapter for my business and as a storyteller. And I'm kind of stuck in the mud here. Again, I very much believe in the film. I'm releasing some clips on this YouTube channel here. I just released one a week ago, and I'll be releasing more throughout the end of the year. It's been a long last couple of years for me. I've had I personally stepped away from filmmaking entirely for about 6 months. After being exposed to its truth and to what it is all about. And this is coming from somebody who grew up as a child, 8, 9, 10 years old, getting a camera in his hands, and that being the only thing I ever wanted to do in this life was make movies. And I have made movies, but not to the level that I want to. And so I did walk away from the industry for about 6 or so months, and it's been a slow build back for me. You'll see on this channel, I haven't put out any content on this channel in a couple years after vlogging my, pretty almost daily life for about 5 years before that. So I've really just put myself onto this channel and onto into the content I put out. I really don't give a fuck anymore about anything. I'm just going to speak my mind and just do whatever it is I can to get this film seen by the people that I want to want it to be seen by. I could give two shits about any distributor or any sales agent or anything like that. I care about the people. I want the people to see and hear and watch my stories, because my stories come from that place. My stories come from what I see right in front of my very eyes and the things that I've experienced, and I want to bring those stories out of the mud, as I say, and into the light, instead of having things put together up above and projected down upon the people. I think it's demeaning and demoralizing, and I think it's a big reason that we are in the mess that we are in today as a society. I disagree with a lot of the things, the actions, and the ways that production companies and people are going about it. It's just a fucking mess right now. It's a complete mess. So I'm throwing myself and my hat into the ring, as I have been for many years, and just going to speak my mind. I'm going to continue to. My only purpose and my only goal is for you, the viewer. Okay. And I'm not anywhere near perfect. People say, you know what I mean? Anything like that. This film is not the greatest film ever made. And thank you for making me aware of that. Those of you who have already commented on the 90-second clip that I put out saying how terrible the acting is and things of that nature. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's fantastic. I'm not claiming this to be, the most purest work of art, ever. However, it is a completed film with a solid message that is rarely seen right now. It's rarely seen. I watch movies every day now. I'm back into that routine, at least one film a day. and I'm always searching for new things, and I'm always watching independent things, and always watching things that are, you know, flying under the radar. And there are not a lot of films that have a positive message by the end of it. And we go really dark with this film. Go read the book. The book is much lighter than the movie version of it. But transformation, you cannot change yourself. You cannot change anything without leaving something behind, without destroying something, without you know, without dying a little bit or a lot. And I believe in bettering yourself as a human being. I believe that's the only reason we're here, is to better ourselves and to assist in others, to inspire them to better themselves. That is my mission. That is my goal, to inspire others to better themselves, to be better, to be the best, to be great. And you cannot change without letting something go. You cannot transform yourself without dying a little bit or a lot. The reason that I took the title of Butterflies, when I originally adapted the screenplay, is because the film is about transformation. The film is about change. The film is about going from a place of destitute and hopelessness and suffering, and believing that there is more in this world and more to your existence than what you see right in front of your eyes. And if you hold faith and believe in yourself, you will overcome that. You will overcome those moments. That's the message of the film. And I think that's a fantastic message. So I'll leave it at that. You know, one day you'll see it, and, you know, maybe somebody will rip the DVD that comes out in Japan soon and post that everywhere. And you know what I mean? That happened to me before. I'm fine with whatever comes my way, but I want this film to have its moment in the sun, and I want it to be openly seen and judged by a large group of people. So that's all I have to say on this topic and this subject for now. So thank you for those that tuned in. Thank you for continuing to support independent film. And if you want to continue to hear my voice and see what I have to say, I'm not going anywhere anymore. I am back to fight this big beast, and it is the sword I will carry for all of us. So anyway, so I guess please subscribe to the channel, check out the videos. There's a lot more content on the channel that you can watch, and have a great day.